Jamie thanked him back. In all fairness, he was the one jumping through all the hoops to make the meeting happen. All she'd done was to accept his more than gracious hospitality. The waiter returned with a bottle of vintage Cristal, popped the cork, and poured. Matt tasted the champagne and nodded his approval before the waiter poured for Jamie. He set the bottle in the ice bucket and walked away discreetly. Matt proposed a toast to their mutually beneficial union, and the conversation was off and running. "I hope my crew took good care of you on the way over." "I almost didn't want to get off the plane," she replied. "Thank you, Matt. That was a very generous thing to do." "That's fine. My pleasure. We aim to please." He took his cell phone from his pocket, opened the back casing, and removed the battery before placing it on the table in front of him. "So I guess by now you have fully understood that I have something very important I need to discuss with you." "I guess," Jamie answered, sipping the world's finest champagne from a beautiful Waterford-cut crystal flute. One thing was certain. Whatever he planned to talk about, he definitely did not want anyone else in on it. "I'm not good at small talk, so excuse me if I cut right to it here. I've got to tell you, Miss Jamie, I have never in my life heard of anything like what you did for them Packies out there in the desert. I could barely believe it when I first heard about it. When I was, shall we say, investigating y'all." Jamie sat back in her chair, placing her glass down on the table, feeling suddenly defensive. "And to what do I owe the honor of being investigated by the CEO of U-Soil, Mr. Matt?" "Hell's bells, lady. Finding 3 wells out there in the desert? That makes you an extremely valuable commodity. Extremely valuable. I can't understand at all how you did it, and I can't even understand how you managed to walk away from it." Matt raised his glass. "Here's to you, Jamie Hastings. You have got to be some kind of remarkable." Jamie raised a glass back. "Cheers to you, my curious and generous host." Inside she was thinking, "Good God, oil, oil, oil. Where will it all end?" "You just have the most remarkable track record. It's some story to a guy like me," he said. "Why, you have actually made me a believer, and that is no easy feat, let me tell you." Guarded, Jamie simply said, "Thank you." Listening to Matt and watching his body language, she couldn't help comparing him to the bumbling George Bush Jr., reminding herself that under the clownish veneer that he presented to the world, Bush was a ruthless oil man himself. All of them members of the same club elite. Maybe some giant machine just cut and pasted them all out of the same mold. But wow, 3 wells out there in Pakistan? That is just this side of unbelievable. How in the hell did you manage to get out of there once you struck gold for those greedy bastards?